the weather will be in Scotland and Northern Ireland. That's where the summer continues up here. I think you'll see some sunshine, mostly dry, and just the odd... Oh my God! Oh no! Is she all right? Well, we've clearly lost this out, but she's smiling, she's waving her arms, all vital functions are still intact.
Hello everyone. Welcome to episode 8 of Cooking with Chef Aaron. Today, we will be setting foot in Europe for the very first time as we explore the country of Scotland. Now, this country was kindly requested to me by Alanah Holland. I'd like to give a big shout out to you. Thank you very much for submitting your request, and I hope to receive other requests from other people sometime soon. As I provide my review of this country, I thought it would be a good idea to pull up some pictures from my Scottish vacation on my monitor back in 2011. And I'm just going to say off the bat, I love this country. Out of all the countries in the UK, be it Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, England, I'd probably have to say that this one is my favorite country of all the four. Now, the reason why I love Scotland so much is because the entire country, well, the rural parts anyway, it all just feels like one big, gigantic golf course. Every time I drive through the country or walk through the country, whether you're on a bus or in a car or just walking on the sidewalk, it all just feels like I said before, one big golf course because it's very green, the vegetation is very green, and it's very flat in some areas. And this is really hard to describe. I'm sorry if this episode introduction is awkward. Yeah, okay, let's move on. Okay, so in all seriousness, in order to improve my elaboration on why I like Scotland so much, I thought I'd just pull up some images, some of which are from Google Images and some of which, like I said earlier, are from my Scottish vacation. So here's a picture from my Scottish vacation, and it consists of a very flat green area just outside of where the Falkirk Wheel is located. That was one of the tourist attractions we visited back in 2011, the Falkirk Wheel. And we were on a small boat. So when we went to see the Falkirk Wheel, we were looking up at it as the boat was flowing through this small body of water. It was a really interesting experience. Okay, so now this picture I'm about to show you is a photo from Google Images. And it consists of a nice Scottish landscape with a nice mountain. And just like before, it also resembles a golf course. Now, granted, actual golf courses aren't actually mountainous, of course. Of course, it's all flat, but it just feels like a golf course with a bunch of, mountains in some areas. Okay, so now that I'm done talking about Scottish vegetation, I thought I'd talk about the architecture now. Now, for the most part, I love Scottish architecture. It all just feels medieval to me. And take a look at this castle in Inverness. It feels very medieval, like we're in medieval times. It feels very old, and it's not all that colorful, but still, I like it a lot. I like looking at medieval old architecture, like the one in Inverness. And also, when I was on my Scottish trip, one of the cities we visited was Portree, and the city was very colorful. It had a bunch of rainbow colors, there was pink, blue, red, white. I know some of those colors aren't in a rainbow, but you get what I'm saying. And as for the downtown parts of Inverness and Glasgow, I wouldn't really say that those are actually my favorite types of buildings because while they are old, they don't really feel really that unique in how they're designed. I don't think they really stand out that much, to be honest, because they're not really all that colorful and they don't really have much of a design to them. But I guess they're not really that bad. But for the most part, like I said before, Scottish architecture is very unique because it's very old and medieval. And I know I'm repeating myself a lot, but I'm sure you guys are okay with that. But yeah. Okay, so overall, I think I would probably have to give the country of Scotland an A. Okay, so before I head down to my kitchen to start the Cock-A-Leekie Soup, I thought I'd mention something real quick. In Scotland, they have this thing called iron brew. And basically what it is, it's like a translucent, soft orange drink that actually tastes like bubblegum. Now, when I had it back in 2011, I didn't really like it that much, nor did anyone in my family really like it, but after thinking about it again, if I ever had it again, I think I would probably like it, considering my taste buds have developed over the years. And also, I can't remember exactly what city it was I saw this in, but there was a sign that said Iron Brew Sausages, and at the time I took this photo, I thought the sign was funny because it sounded kind of gross to me at the time, Iron Brew Sausages. It just sounded really weird to me. But I don't really think it's funny anymore because looking back on it, it sounds kind of interesting to my present self. and because my taste buds have developed with food as well, I think if I ever went back to Scotland, I would probably try Iron Brew Sausages for myself independently. Okay, so that's enough talk about Scotland. So why don't we head down to my kitchen right now, and let's begin. Cock-A-Leekie Soup. Okay, so in order to make the Cock-A-Leekie Soup, the first ingredients you will need for the first part include 2 large chicken breasts, 2.5 liters of water, 1 onion that's been chopped to a small dice, and 50 grams of pearl barley. Now those are all the ingredients for the first part. And as you can see here, we have ingredients for the second part, but I'm not going to introduce those just yet. Okay, so in here we have our chicken, our water, our onion, and our pearl barley. So now we're just going to bring this to a boil, and then later we will reduce it to a simmer, and it has to simmer for an hour before we put in all our other ingredients. Okay, so after you cook the first part of the Cock-A-Leekie soup, the finished product should look something like this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put in all the ingredients for the second part, which I will introduce right now. So we have 1 cup of chicken stock, 3 large leeks that have been cut to a julienne, and over here we have 4 small sticks of celery that have been sliced to a small dice, and over here we have 1 teaspoon of dried parsley, and half a teaspoon of dried thyme, and over here we have salt and pepper. That's 1 teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of black pepper. Ooh, now doesn't this look nice and appetizing? It's all very nice and green. Okay, so we've put in all of our other ingredients, and the next thing you want to do is you just want to let this all simmer for 30 minutes and it should be ready to eat. And by then I will do a taste test. Alright, so here's our finished product, and now I'm going to do a simple taste test. I'll tell you what I think of it. Alright, so here it is. Let's tell you what I think of this. This is really tasty. You can taste the chicken very well. And the leeks are nice and cooked as well. You can taste them very well. They taste really good. This is really good. Alright, so here's our soup served on our placemats. Nice Cock-A-Leekie soup served with some buns. Thanks again for watching.